Okay.
We're live.
We're live. Hi, guys.
Hello.
My name is Emily. I am from Cambridge in the UK.
And my name is Gabriel. I'm from Birmingham, also in the UK. And we're at the Ponte Lungo School in Rome. If there's anyone there watching, Marco, I don't know if you're still with us. If there's any other people there, please write, please type, please tell us what your name is and where you're from.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about architecture. In this focus activity, we have describing architecture, passives, and presenting a structure. All right. Gabe, do you prefer modern architecture or older styles? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. There's a little bit of a lag. There may be a bit of a delay for anybody watching as well. But I was also considering, yes. I think it's a similar question as to artistic styles for me. It's very much a question of it depends.
Yeah.
I like it, on a kind of aesthetic level. I'm fascinated by ancient architecture to some extent. Being here in Italy, also medieval architecture, but modern styles as well. I think, yeah, an all-round palette. I think. What about?
Yeah,
we have some viewers.
I kind of agree. I think I like good examples of any particular style of architecture. There are always good and bad examples in any genre, I think. Say hello to Daniela.
Hello, Daniela. Daniela from Milan. Roberta. Where are you, Roberta? And Luigi from Genova.
Okay, Marco. So that's a nice comment. Marco prefers old architecture. I just want to look at your adjective here. So this adjective. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm showing. Fascinated. You're talking not about how you feel, but the subject of this sentence is they. So you're referring to the architecture or the styles. So the adjective should be not fascinated, but fascinating. So the architecture is fascinating, which means you feel fascinated. Good. We want to have your ideas as well as our own ideas, guys. It's more interesting for everyone.
Hi, Pan. Yes, Hi, Pan. Please type. It's a much more useful task if this is as interactive as possible.
Yeah. All right.
Has anything been built in your? I don't know what you class as your city now, Emily, but Cambridge, I guess. I don't know if you still class Cambridge as your city. You've been.
Well, not really, because I would have to talk about Rome, I think, because I haven't lived in Cambridge for so long, or London. It's been 2 years since I was there, so I think maybe we should ask the students this.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've got a spread from cities around. Well, we have Genova, we have Milan, and Gallarate, which I'm led to believe is Milan as well. Has there anything been built or renovated in your city recently, guys?
So we could say for Rome, I could give an example for Rome. The constantly ongoing building project is the Line C of the metro, which you know a lot about, Gabe.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So that has been...
Rome does face certain challenges, I feel, archaeologically, though, that are very unique to this city in and of itself. In London, they've been building Tottenham Court Road station for what feels like about 15 years now as well.
That's true.
And I think several generations... No, it's not finished yet. I think they're set to open the line, because it's the Queen Elizabeth line, I think, and it's several generations of students, I think, have moved to that area, and it's become a running joke.
Yeah, that's
Roberta, true. I love historical buildings, but I'm also fascinated by modern architecture.
Hi, Lisa.
Signed by great architects.
Yeah. I think
signed, maybe I don't know if you were going for designed there, Roberta, but that's a perfect sentence otherwise. Yeah, designed by great architects.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I like Luigi's comment as well. It's interesting how it's possible to mix different kinds of styles. That's nice. There are some European cathedrals where you can see the 300 years it took to complete the cathedral. You can see how the architectural styles changed every 100 or every 50 years or so, and that's really nice.
The layers of building, or sometimes when there's inspiration from previous styles or something like that. Yeah. Hi, Eliza. Okay. Have you visited any famous buildings in Rome, Emily?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Mentally absent. I have visited many famous buildings in Rome. I think Rome is one of the best cities in the world for visiting famous buildings. Yeah. I mean, the Pantheon maybe is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yes. It's got a real aura too, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's amazing just to be able to walk in and out of something that's so old. And also about the Pantheon, I love what's written on the front, which is just Marcus Agrippa made it. That's what Marcus Agrippa fecit. And,
yes. Marcus Agrippa was here. The original graffiti. Yeah, I agree. There's something quite solid, I feel, and there's something so perhaps it's not a very good adjective in this case, but I find it feels so solid and so everlasting in a way, the Pantheon, and I don't know, it's just it has a real strength to it I don't know, it's a very different experience from going to the Colosseum, I feel. I don't know.
Yeah I think because the Pantheon is still so complete, it feels like more of almost like an authentic experience, even though the inside has been obviously changed a lot over the years. Because you can really get a sense of the original building, and you do with the Colosseum as well, but not quite in the same way. Yeah. What's your favorite?
Okay. Go on.
What's your favorite building or structure, and why? So the students can answer this too. You can tell us, so everybody watching, you can tell us about your favorite buildings in Italy and in your cities. I would be interested to hear about amazing architecture around other places in Italy. Do you have a favorite building, Gabe?
Not not a particular, no. I mean, I used to love some of the old like stave churches in Scandinavia, and some of the churches that have been constructed in. Do you know that church in Iceland? No. It's kind of based on an old stave church kind of design, where it's got this old kind of sort of pyramidal shape, but it's constructed out of a far newer material. It's a very distinctive look. I also did love that building in Syracuse. As I described to one of my friends, the lemon squeezer church. It looks like an upturned, one of those things that you crush lemon juice into. It's one of the weirdest buildings I've ever seen.
Oh, nice.
Daniela says Verona's Arena.
Is that an old building, Daniela, or is that a modern arena? Maybe that's I've never visited Verona, although I would love to. Are you Googling it?
I am Googling it, yeah. This is a power I have.
Yeah. And Roberta's absolutely right that Italy has a very wide cultural heritage and lots of amazing UNESCO sites. Yeah, it's great. Have you found it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's similar to a couple that I've visited in southern France as well. Yeah, it's a low lying. It's a quite.
Is it something ancient?
Yes, it's a Roman amphitheatre. It's a Roman arena. Yeah, and it looks like it's currently still used for concerts and the like. Yes, very impressive.
Yeah.
And very intact by the looks of it as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniela.
Very interesting. And for Luigi's, I think Chinese architecture is very beautiful as well. I just want to correct Luigi's the name of the city. So in English, the capital of China is not Peking, which was the old name, but Beijing. Oops. So we call that city Beijing. It's nice to talk about some non-European architecture. Chinese architecture is really interesting. All right, shall we go on to the next bit? Okay, we have some reading to do. And while Gabe and I read through this passage, you guys can find the passives in the text, and you can think about what tenses are there. So every single tense has an active voice and a passive voice. So there's a lot of variety that we can find. Gabe, shall I read to building and then you can take over?
Yep.
A unique commercial skyscraper is located at 20 Fenchurch Street in London's financial district. It was nicknamed the walkie-talkie because of its shape, but a few years ago it earned a different nickname. It was discovered that when sunlight shines into the concave mirrored facade, it is reflected directly onto the streets below the building.
Temperatures as high as 70 degrees Celsius have been observed during the summer, and properties along the street, as well as a parked car, have been damaged. After these events, the building was given the nickname Walkie Scorchy. In 2015, it was awarded the Carbuncle Cup for the worst new building in the UK.
It is a weird building, that one.
I used to work at the top of it for a little bit. A bar which is kind of in this small indoor garden. It's a really weird setup.
Oh, I didn't know there was a bar up there. I think it's worth, for the students, I think it's worth you guys, maybe you should go and find a photo of the building, 20 Fenchurch Street, because it's a strange shape, but it's difficult to understand what it means about this concave mirrored facade. And it only makes sense if you can see a photo of it. I think the building looks very nice from close up. It looks strange from a distance, but it's very impressive to walk around at the bottom of it, I think, and look up at the strange shape like looming above. It's quite cool.
It's very close to the Gherkin, if you've seen that building, which is quite another famous building, I think, along Fenchurch Street as well. Yeah.
So guys, tell us the passives. So if we start with this first sentence, there is one passive verb in it. Where is the passive and what is the tense? You can write to us the answer. Yeah, so every single sentence has a passive, at least one passive verb in it. Come back. Yeah, great.
Okay, yeah, so well done, Luigi, Daniela, and Elisa. Yeah. Yes, and present passive. Good. And Roberta.
Maybe if I click. Oh, blast. Okay, sorry. Let me do this. But you guys are absolutely right. I don't know why this was not highlighted. Is located. Yeah, okay. And then they've gone on to the next. So I think this is a mistake. This should also be underlined. It's a mistake that they've forgot. Yeah, past simple was discovered. Past simple passive.
And Marco, yeah, was discovered.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah. So we've got 1, 2 here. In this next sentence, as Marco said, and Elisa was discovered. And Marco also is good. He's ahead of us. Yeah, great. Elisa, perfect. Is reflected. Very good, guys. So, okay, perfect, Elisa. Yeah, Daniela, great. Exactly. So I'll put here. Have been observed. Temperatures as high as 70 degrees have been observed. And as Daniela says, it's present perfect passive.
Present perfect passive, yeah, well spotted. And Elisa have been damaged.
Yeah. Great, Elisa. Very nice. And final one was awarded. Perfect. Good, Roberta. Thanks. Okay, good. Okay. Should we go on?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you fiddling with?
Sorry, is it loud? I'm sorry. I'm a fiddler.
Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. Okay, how are passives formed? Okay, so subject to be, past participle. So these are the two things which we have in every single passive verb. It doesn't matter what the tense is, we always have the verb to be and the principal verb in the past participle. So if we look at the verbs in the activity here, the principal verbs are open, add, build, turn into. All of these verbs need to be in the past participle, and the verb to be changes depending on which tense you want to use.
So number one, we're looking for the past simple passive. You don't need to write the whole sentence, but what is the correct form of the verb to be when we use the past simple passive? Number one.
And Luigi got it straight away.
Luigi, yes, excellent. The Sydney Opera House was opened in 1973. Well done.
Good. Jump back.
We've got that. Move on to the second one. Looking for the present perfect passive.
Yeah. So while they're doing that, if you want to think about what tense, great, Roberta, that's right. If you want to think about what tense, how to adapt the different tenses in the passive, you just put the verb to be in that tense, and then you add the past participle. So if you think about how the tense and the active, yeah, Daniela's got it.
Yeah. Well done, Daniela. Yeah. Yeah, and you've got to get the person right as well. So well done.
Yeah, great. Great, guys. That's
Roberta
good.
and Elisa, well done. Yeah, good. So we've got number 3 now. And we've got a negative here. And for the past simple passive in the negative. Pay attention also. Is there a possible...
A possible what?
No, that's fine. I was just looking at the... Yes, I was... So, excellent. Daniela, yeah.
And Luigi, yeah.
Yeah, good. Yes, excellent. And when we can contract, when we can attach this not into the verb was, as has been done by Daniela and Elisa. Everybody's right, yeah, but just remember when we can contract, it's best to.
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower wasn't built in 1999.
And everyone's done a great job with the
great stuff by everybody.
Yeah. Past participle.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4.
I'm trying not to speak over you.
I know, me too. It's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
And an extra question for number 4. What is a theme park? So we need the verb in the passive, but also if anyone can tell us what a theme park is. Okay, we got some good answers. So Marco, you've done a good job of creating a present perfect passive, but be careful with the person. So the Pyramid of Giza is the subject, which would be third person singular, just as Daniela and Roberta and Elisa have done. That's great. Mm-hmm. I'll put it up.
Yep. And great stuff on the contractions as well, guys. Excellent. Really good.
Yeah.
So number 5, present simple passive.
That's great. So Elisa, careful that it's present simple. Mm-hmm. Rather than present perfect.
Present perfect.
Marco, Roberta, very nice. Luigi.
The Empire State Building isn't used as an antenna to contact aliens.
What's the theme park, Gabe?
A theme park is a recreational park. I'm trying not to use the word park, but it's a kind of recreational venue in some regards for rides, but usually based around a certain concept of some kind. So I don't know, for instance, Universal Studios is a theme park based around the films made by Universal Studios, the production company. And you can go in, and there are rides, and there are experiences. There's a ghost train sometimes. I like the horror ones. Those are my favorite ones.
Of course.
What word would you use in place of park? A recreational
facility. I don't know. I think park is fine. Facility. I think we all understand.
Park is fine in this sense, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Or a fair. Well, it's not really a fair, but yeah.
A fair, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we go on.
Good. Yep.
Okay. So this isn't. We've got more reading, and there are some passives in different tenses here. Well, not yes, some different tenses. Do you want to read?
Yes, I can read down to friction. You can take over. Okay. Excuse my Japanese, but the Chuo Shinkansen rail line will be built between the two major Japanese cities, Tokyo and Nagoya. The trains are expected to reach speeds of 505 kilometers an hour, which means a distance of 286 kilometers can be covered in only 40 minutes. The train's speed is increased through the use of magnets, which reduce friction.
Originally, this new rail system was projected to cost 40.6 billion euros, but because of the need to dig so many underground tunnels, the designers now say the project will be completed at a cost of 71.8 billion euros. So as before, we look at the first sentence, what is the passive and what is the tense? Okay, great. We've got started. Very nice, Daniela. Yeah, Elisa, exactly. That's it. So we have what's the name of the tense, guys? Will plus bare infinitive. What's that tense? I mean, I can underline it. Okay, good. So Roberta's put future passive. Yeah. It's future simple.
Yeah, Robert. Are expected, Luigi. Yes, good.
Absolutely. Present simple passive. Yeah, good. Okay, in this sentence we have two passives. What's the other one? Can't stop touching my face. But I'm at home, so it's okay.
Are you starting to believe the 2,000 times a day stat?
Oh, yeah. I didn't really doubt it anyway. Yeah, exactly, Daniela. Yeah, great. So covered. Can be covered. So just like will be built, we have a modal verb with a bare infinitive and then the past participle. So it's a modal passive.
Kind of modal passive, yeah. Yeah. Well done, Elisa, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, Roberta, so we are expected. Yeah. Great, yeah. Where are we here? The train speed
is increased. Yes. Well done, Elisa. Is increased. What's that? And then we have was projected.
Yeah, great.
Good.
Is increased, yeah. Isn't simple.
Yeah. Good, Luigi.
Lisa said was projected, yeah. Yeah, Roberta, be covered is not only, it's not really an infinitive passive, but it's a modal passive with the verb can.
And will be completed.
Yeah.
Excellent.
This is the last one.
Yeah. Good stuff from everyone.
Very nice. So we're going to have, on the next slide, we have some questions looking at this story, thinking about this railway line. I'm just trying to make sure that I am going to remember all the information for the next ones, that maybe we could adapt them if they're confusing. So magnet train.
I'm not sure that the info matters too much. It's more the grammar, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Future and modal passives.
Here, yeah, as has been written. Submodal. So what might we see for modals, Emily?
Different modal verbs. Do you mean?
Yeah, what might we see in place of modal? It's actually, guys, use well, guys. What might we see for a modal passive form?
Tell us
we've
all
got
the
should
modal
be
verb.
Completed here. Yeah, that's a good example. And in the last, yeah, exactly. In the last one we had, I've lost it now. We've lost it in the feed. I think it was can be covered.
Can
was
be
it?
covered.
What was it? Wasn't it? Can be covered, and we have in this next one should be completed. Can anybody give us another example of a modal passive using a different modal verb?
There are some in the questions here as well. Maybe we could ask them in the form of a question. We could say, what should be done in the current crisis? Should I type that? Mm-hmm. And then should or must or has to or had better be done.
Or ought to be done.
Yeah. Is my typing noisy?
No, I can't hear it at all.
Okay, good.
Sorry, it's my fiddling, isn't it? That's what it is.
No, I wasn't. I didn't even notice.
No, I can't hear your keyboard.
For example, so if I were to give an example for the question we've asked, regulations must be followed as much as possible. And
the example of social distancing set by Italy should be followed by the UK.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. For Elisa's comment, Elisa, it's very sensible idea. It's a good idea. But for your sentence, it doesn't need to be passive. We would just say, we have to stay at home. It's just an active sentence. So we are the agents, we are the doers of that action. So there's no need for it to be passive. And okay, so Luigi, you've given us an active sentence as well. We'd better buy food once a week. That's great. That's a really good idea. Ideally, I'd like some passive sentences though. Gabe, should we write the examples that we both just said?
Yes, let's go for it.
Should be
Which modal are you doing?
I did should.
Oh, you did should. Okay.
You could do ought to or had better. Sorry, I stole your modal.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Regulations. Other ideas, guys? Some passive sentences? Daniela's is great. Oh, yeah, and Roberta, great.
Excellent, yeah. Hygienic rules must be followed by all people. Yes, fantastic. Hands should be washed more. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Very nice. Okay.
Do you want to cover these ones, or would you like to cover there's the architecture vocabulary? What do you think, Emily?
I think they've given us some good examples.
I think these examples are better and more relevant now, I think. Yeah. Let's do the architecture vocab.
Okay, cool. So we have a bit of vocab matching here.
So if I'll read the list on the right, and the idea is to match up the architecture specific vocabulary on the left to the ones on the right. So we've got to destroy something, to restore something or make it new again, not yet finished, a person's greatest work, unpleasant to look at, and the profile of buildings against the sky. Yeah.
Before we go on, I just want to look at Roberta. Your example is perfect. Hygienic rules must be followed by all people. That's absolutely correct. When I wrote regulations have to be followed, that was another example. It wasn't a correction of your sentence.
You could also equally have regulations must be followed.
Yeah. Okay.
Daniela, work in progress, not yet finished.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well done.
Yeah. A work in progress is something not yet finished. Great.
To demolish.
How squeaky is the chair, Gabe?
It's pretty squeaky, yeah. It's squeaky, but you don't fidget as much as I do. So.
I don't have my pointy pen. I don't have anything to show you on the screen.
To demolish, to destroy. Fantastic.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Well done, Roberta.
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
Yes. Well done, Luigi and Elisa. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the difference between to demolish and to destroy is that demolish is in a controlled situation. Whereas to destroy something seems more chaotic.
Yes.
Also, you can only really demolish a building. You can't. Whereas you can destroy
you
more.
Don't demolish anything else, do you? No, it's yeah. Yeah.
So we've got the answers for skyline. That's great. Yeah.
Profile of buildings against the sky. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a silhouette. Masterpiece.
Masterpiece. I think you could use demolish figuratively, though, perhaps. You could say you demolished that cake or something like that to mean just to utterly to complete something, to ruin something. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend who
masterpiece.
used to
Sorry, go on, Emily.
Yeah, I was going to say I had your example with cake has reminded me that I have a friend who always uses demolish to talk about alcohol. He always says he's going to demolish a bottle of wine or whatever.
Yeah, that works as well. Although with alcohol in English, I feel you can use almost any verb to describe drinking or being in a state of drunk.
Yeah.
An eyesore, yeah. Well done, Luigi. Unpleasant to look at. You could say, you could also describe something as being sore on the eyes, couldn't you?
Can you?
I tend to hear that. Yeah. Yeah. If something is sore on the eyes, it means it's not really pleasant to look at. I hear that far more often than I've heard. Eyesore so much.
Oh.
Something sore on the eyes. I've heard that phrase a lot.
I'm not sure I've ever heard that. Maybe it's a Brummie.
Maybe it's a Brummie thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I've heard easy on the eyes for something good. Obviously.
I don't know. Maybe it's a Brummie thing. I learnt this when doing this the first time because I'd never heard eyesore used so much. Yeah. I'd always heard sore on the eyes, but then again, that could be a regional thing. I really have no idea. I'm from Birmingham, guys, which has some weird vocabulary every now and again. So,
okay. Well, so with the last one,
okay.
I'll give you
to renovate, to restore something, make it new again. Yeah, and renovate is exclusively. We have to demolish it, but a bomb destroys the tower. The building is unsafe, but a bomb destroys the tower. Yeah. I think that's a good differentiation, Rebecca. Renovate is also something which is exclusively used kind of architecturally, isn't it? Or to do with
I think
so.
Because you can restore many different things, but you can only renovate a building. Yeah, you can restore a painting or a sculpture or a building, but you only renovate a building. Yeah. Okay. I like Luigi's slightly sarky comment. We have 2 minutes. Do you remember what was at the end?
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
We have the final slide is okay.
In 2 minutes?
It's using them in a sentence effectively.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys.
So guys, maybe if you pick a sorry, you can pick any number, and please pick different ones. Obviously, you can't judge that, but pick any one you'd like to do and try and use it. Try and form it in a sentence.
Yeah. So
in your city, are there any works in progress? Which old buildings should be renovated? Are there any old buildings that should be demolished?
I think Roberta's comment about the verb restore is good. Things of cultural heritage, we use that verb to talk about. Yeah. Art and architecture. All right, yeah. So I'm going to write some examples to this as well. What changes could be made to your city? Let's say for number 7.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if anyone's written us an answer. We have to stop actually. What are you doing?
What?
You just moved something along. Don't. What is that?
Okay, I won't do that.
Yeah. It's really loud. Okay. I think we have to go, guys. It's 9 minutes to, but it was good to meet everyone. And you can always practice writing some examples at home.
Some really good work on passives as well. Really good. Yeah.
Lots of great sentences.
Some great examples. Bye. Have a nice evening.